The first question, what is the best way to look for a job? I think that the best way to look for a job in Russia is to search it to search it on the internet. Mm. How do you apply for a job? Um, I usually send a lot of CVs and attend job interviews. Which websites do you use to search for a job? Um, I usually use such websites as Headhunter, Superjob, Avito, Pointru, and etc. When is the best time to look for a job? I think that I think that the best time to look for a job is from May until second part of June, because it's a short time, but the most active. And also there are a lot of vacancies at that period of time. Number 5. When was the last time you were offered a job? Well, the last time when I was offered a job was in June. It was last year when I came to China. Number 6. What is the next step after having a job interview? Well, the next step after having the job interview is, for example, if the employer likes you, you can be offered a job. What is the most amount of people you were interviewed by? I was interviewed by only one school, and they offered me to join them. Number 8. Why do you think it is difficult to be hired at some companies? I think if you want to be hired, you need to have some right skills and education level, I think. 9. What types of job require candidates to be recruited? As I understood it right, I think a lot of jobs want to have responsible candidates, those who can handle their responsibilities. If I'm right, because actually I didn't understand this. If I'm right, I answered it. Okay. Do you think it is easier to land a job or lose a job? I think it's easier to lose a job. How do you feel when you get a job? Well, I'm really proud of myself and happy, and of course, if I like this job, and proud of myself. How do you feel? Why it is not advisable to work 24/7? I think it because people who work overtime, they stress and burn out. That's why it is not advisable to work 24/7. Who do you know who works 9 to 5? I don't know such people who works 9 to 5. Usually people work 8 to 5 or 9 to 6. Who do you know that works as a teacher? My colleagues works as a teacher. My friends works as a teacher. Teachers. My friends, yeah, they works as a teacher. They work as a teachers. What was the last place you worked at? The last place that I worked at was my education training center. 16. What was your favorite company to work for? I don't know. My own company. It wasn't company. I didn't have such company. 17. What types of companies go on strike most often? Those people who are unhappy on their work, they usually go on strike. And they go on strike because they want to demand better working conditions. 18. Why do you think it is difficult to run a company? Of course, it is difficult to run a company because you have a big responsibility. 19. What is the best way to handle a rude customer? I don't know. Maybe to be polite and offer him another way out in your situation. I don't know. Number 20. What is the best way to deal with the incompetent workers? I think the best way to deal with the incompetent workers is to teach them or fire and find another better. How often? No. When do you try to schedule free time? When it was I try to schedule my free time maybe on Sunday. How often do you take a day off? I don't like to take a day off because I lose my salary. I usually take a day off when I got sick. That's the only way. That's the only one reason. 23. What is your favorite time to have a day off? If we're talking about the rest, I like weekends, but usually I don't take a day off. Why do employees get sick leave? Maybe when things became unbearable, they want to take a sick leave. But I'm talking about myself. Why do you think it is important to be on paternity leave? I don't know. Maybe when, of course, when you have a child, it is important to help your wife with the kids. I don't know why. It's important. Do you prefer to work the day or night shift? I prefer to work day shift. How many times have you worked overtime in the last month? How many times have you worked overtime in the last month? I think I work from 10 to 12 hours, but I work usually 12 hours on Mondays and Fridays, and those days I think that I work overtime. It means that I work overtime twice a week. Sorry for my strange logic. What are some reasons workers get fired? What are some reasons workers get fired? I think when employees can't handle their responsibilities, um, that's why their workers. Oh no! What are some reasons workers get fired? Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. When employees can't handle their responsibilities. What are some reasons to be dismissed from a job? Uh, well, if you can't deal with your work, with your responsibility, you can be dismissed of. You can be dismissed from your job. Do you know someone those been laid off? No, I don't know such people. What is the reason for ousting someone from a company? The reason of ousting someone from a company uh, only in favor of someone's relative or some others. Um, 32. What is the purpose of a pink slip? The purpose of a pink slip is to fire someone. Why is it considerate to give a 2 weeks notice instead of quitting on the spot? Because during these 2 weeks, the employer can find someone who can handle this job. What is the proper way to resign? What is the proper way to resign? The proper way to resign is to give a 2 weeks notice, and that's why maybe you can get a severance package. When was the last time you quit a job? Well, oh no. No. Why do you think executives get a golden parachute? I think executives get a golden parachute because maybe they signed the agreement with their employer. 36. What is the benefit to getting a severance package? You can get a severance package, I think, after some working years, after some years of hard work, because I don't think if you work only some months or 1 year you will get severance package. I think no. After hard working and after some years, I think. When was the last time you quit a job? The last time I quit a job was in 2016 when I was working for a training center. How many years does it take to retire in your field? How many years does it take to retire in your field? I think if you can work, it's better to work, because in my field I can work until death maybe or until I feel that I can't handle my job. At what age do most people stop working? They usually stop working at 70 years, some of them early, some of them later.